Again, we have October-November 2025 exam series and variant 11 from paper 1, question 3. This is extended response. And what you're supposed to do here in this kind of question, you write different text types. Sometimes you're asked to write a letter, sometimes you're asked to write a speech, article, journal, means several different text types you're assessed on here. So what do? You basically, it's a kind of role playing, right? Sometimes you're acting like a friend, sometimes you're acting like a doctor, sometimes you're a scientist. So the thing is that here persona matters, means from whose perspective you're writing this response, and your voice matters, because if you're writing from the teenager's perspective, it means your voice differ. If you're writing from an adult perspective, it means your voice, your vocabulary, your language matters. Anyhow, this question says you're Saffron, right? And after your trip to Antarctica, you write a letter to your friend, Josie. So it's an informal letter. Some friend is writing a letter to her friend. So in your letter, you should, so there are 3 bullets. You must focus on these 3 bullets. If the 3 bullets, it means you can make 3 to 4 paragraphs, right, in your letter. So again, the same way, you must know how to start a letter, how to finish the letter. If there is an article, you must know how to start an article and how to finish an article. It means any text type that is given to you, you must know how you begin or how you end it with. So here you have 3 things to talk about in your letter writing. First one, you have, first thing is you have to describe, right? You have to describe what? You have to describe what you see there and did. Means you're on a trip right now. What you see there, what you do there, you're just writing the same things to your friend. And how it made you feel. How it made you feel. For example, if you do something, if you see some scenery, how it makes you feel. Second bullet is give your thoughts about the people. It means you are spending some time with some people there, some adults or some young people or anyone with you as a company. Give your thoughts about the people you spent time with on the trip. So what are your thoughts about them? Third one is explain how, okay, you have an explanation here now, how this trip has influenced you. For example, influence means something that has an impact on you. Your thoughts about what you might like to do in the future. So the thing is, this trip, does it have any impact on you? Means before going to the trip, you had some other feelings, and then after coming back, you're a different person now. So you have to explain such things there. So 3 bullet points, it means 3 paragraphs. You're just going to see which points should be there in those paragraphs. So let me take you to the text now. Text C with us, it is visiting the Antarctic. So we talk about now Saffron. We are just gathering all the points that with the help of what Saffron can write a letter to Josie. So we have Saffron here. Saffron is 18, right? Saffron is 18. It means teenager, but a young adult right now. So Saffron is young adult. It means you can imagine what kind of language, what kind of thinking these teenagers must have. So about to leave school for higher education at college, she and her mother are holidaying on a boat in the Antarctic, right? So they are there on the boat now, on a boat here, right? This text contains her mother's journal entries. Okay, so this is important for you. What I just before I explain this text, I must tell you journal entry is another text type, and we're not writing journal entry right now. But the thing is, I want your attention. I want you to pay attention on this kind of text type, journal entry. How you start journal entry, because it's a good point here to understand the conventions of journal entries. If you're supposed to write journal entry in your exam, you must know how you start and end it with. So journal entry, you must have date there. You just write the day or the date. For example, here it is written Tuesday, Thursday, because journal entry is just like diary entry. You are just writing, you note down something there. You note down your experiences, you note down basically your feelings there. So you must have date or day, right, for the journal entry. Anyhow, this Tuesday now, we come back to the letter writing. So Saffron is writing a letter. This is from the mother's perspective, but the thing is, you have to change your perspective now. You're writing from Saffron's side, right? So that's why I just talked about the voice, about the persona. Means here you are a teenager now. You are writing everything from teenager's perspective. So Tuesday, spent today in bed. Okay, spent. See, there is no subject here. It means when you write journal entry, you can have such kind of sentences. Means subject is missing there. You start with the verb. So you're allowed to do such things. So spent today. So this is again. Sorry, I'm just talking about journal entry key conventions as well there. Anyways, now Saffron is mother is telling us about Saffron and herself. Spent today in bed as our ship rocked over the rough sea. So look at this now. For Tuesday, spent today in bed as our ship rocked over the rough seas. So rough sea. So when Saffron is writing Josie, she might write about the rough seas. There means writing about the temperature, the climate. Means how did she feel like there? We're both feeling seasick, so feeling seasickness as well there. Saffron is worried. Okay, she's worried there. When she was on holiday, she was worried about the higher education course she has chosen. She thinks environmental science. So remember that she has chosen this environmental science as a subject. Maybe mistake. So this is her understanding. This is how she's feeling before she is starting the trip, right? So might be possible that by the end of this trip, she might change her decision, because remember, bullet 3 talks about how you means the influence of this trip on your behavior, your decisions as well. So apparently, her friend Josie choosing to study medicine is a bigger deal than I expected. Okay, this is from the mother's perspective, right? Maybe I shouldn't have been so pushy. So it means that mother asked Saffron to choose this subject, about choosing environmental science, but I know she will love it like I did years ago. So the thing is, mother liked this idea, mother did this thing. That's why mother asked Saffron to do the same thing. She's also complaining about her decision to come to these remote islands. So coming to the remote islands, not liked by Saffron in this cold, because there is cold there. Because the cold weather, you definitely go to the hot weather to spend your holidays. But here they have come to the coldest area. So Josie and family are holidaying in the sun, so they're lucky ones. Apparently with lots of other young people. It means they are having their holidaying with the other lots of young people. Might be possible this holiday means this place does not have other young people there around Saffron as well. So the fact that we have no internet access, so you can feel now. Just think about these ideas, right? From Saffron perspective, means 18 years old kid is there holidaying, and when you're on holidays, it means you're having fun. So do you think Saffron is having fun right now? No internet, no friends, no young people. It's a remote island. You cannot even contact the people, your friends. So, and it means whatever she has decided for the future, it was a mother's choice. So these things you have to write in the Josie's letter. Now, next day, Thursday, what happens now? Today we went out in Zodiac. So what are Zodiacs now? These are the small inflatable boats. So what do you see there? Means what did Saffron see or do? Small inflatable boats that take us from the cruise ships to explore the base. I woke this morning to complete and total stillness. So there was stillness there. It was quiet, peace, right? And teenagers may not like this much stillness. Knowing this meant we were in Antarctica, I quickly woke Saffron up, and grabbing our jackets, we hurried up to the deck. Well, I hurried. Saffron seemed less enthusiastic. So this is you are needing. When she is writing letter to Josie, it means this is a good point, that she was less enthusiastic because she was not liking the place in the beginning. John was the expedition leader in charge of our Zodiac, which held 8 excited older tourists, Saffron and me. So it means that the leader's name was John. So it means John was with them. So the other people that were around Saffron there. So this was bullet 2, second bullet, I think, means your thoughts about the people. So was expedition leader in charge of Zodiac, and which held 8 excited older tourists. So remember this thing that they were accompanied by these older tourists, but no other younger people with Saffron. So let me change the marker now. Okay, we all gasped at the heavenly sight. So what did you see? What did you do there? So this is heavenly sight. There were panoramic views of glaciers, mountains, icebergs, basking in the sunshine and cutting white lines between the clear blue sky and the silent water. So the thing is, it's scenery. It means the nature, icebergs, sunshine, and then clear blue sky, silent waters at bay around us. John took us along seemingly endless face of glacier. So now you have this one. John took us along the seemingly endless face of glacier. We were captivated by its crevasse and sculpted glory that is until a lone seal. Okay, you are needing this now. Lone seal. Surface to distract us, rolling playful alongside the boat before disappearing into the secret depths below. The thing is, if you are looking at this site from the teenager perspective, you can imagine that how would Saffron feel when there was a seal there, when there is no internet, when no friends. So how would you feel when some sea creatures there? So it means that she might be liking this scenery, she's liking this sea creature, so she might change her opinions about the Antarctica, about the place which she was not interested in to come, right? After this, John carefully guided the Zodiac through the Sea of White. He explained the different ice formations and how ancient glaciers break into towering. So now John was explaining the stuff. What did he explain? Different ice formations, how ancient glaciers break into towering icebergs. Before means talking about the history, right? Before floating silently on the lonely journey out to the sea, watching the broken ice block, Saffron asked him. So it means Saffron asking questions, Saffron behaving inquisitively. She has curiosity to know something about this place. This shows that he was taking interest. How much evidence that he had seen of the climate change in his time working for the cruise ship? So how much evidence he had seen? Saffron is interested. Saffron asked him how much evidence he had seen of climate change in his time working for the cruise ship. So the thing, if she is asking questions, it means she is interested. She is interested in knowing things about Antarctica. Okay, next one in response, John's face dropped and he pointed inland to where we could see verdant plant life greedily snatching at gentle contours of quietly receding ice. I never saw that when I first led expeditions. He sighed. It means he got sad talking about such stuff. Or penguins are the main victims. So penguins are the main victims. I mean, sea creatures, they got affected. So what will, because of this, climate change, what will happen to them when all their ice is gone? So this is something Saffron could think about, right? Because if she has chosen environmental science, it means she might be interested knowing about this stuff. So the next one, penguins. I'm so excited about seeing penguins, right? So I'm so excited that tomorrow, hopefully, Saffron seems more cheerful. We didn't talk about college choices today. So the thing is, she is taking interest in the penguins, more cheerful. Okay. Now Friday, what happens on Friday now? Today was a good day, okay, a good day now. When mom is writing this thing, it means good day for the baby as well, it means for Saffron as well. We went back out in Zodiac and we did see penguins, again penguins now. John asked Saffron about her plans for college. She told him about the environmental science course, how she and Josie have been together in the school since they were 5 and had big dreams. So they have big dreams working together to make changes in the world. Josie going to be a doctor, Saffron told him. In reply, John explained how his work here took him away from family and friends for long periods. So the thing is, if she is going to be environmentalist, if she's studying environmental science, it means that this kind of work will take her away from the family and friends for longer periods. How much he looked forward to holidaying with them. That's an interesting course you have chosen, though, he added. It's crucial that accurate information about the places, like, so you need accuracy here. Working here on such places, you need accuracy. Shared influences over actions human beings. If you have the accurate data, only then you can work better, right? Saffron seemed thoughtful, so it was something she must think about. She even started asking me questions about my time studying environmental science, and incredibly, she listened to my answers. So this is, mother is writing this thing. It means that she's saying that Saffron is asking her mother as well about her ideas, and now she's taking interest. She listened to my answers, right? Oh, sorry. So it means this is some point that we should write about in the letter as well. That now she's getting interested. But the penguins, we visited an enormous colony of them. They were comically squabbling, okay, comically, so might be possible. This site interest Saffron. Were perfect pebble, yes, a pebble. That several wanted to poach from a neighbor's nest. Next minute they forgot their petty, the next minute they forgot their petty domestic worrying to unite. Angrily in noisy chat, and laughed and was delighted to see. So laughed and laughed. So was delighted to see a huge grin on Saffron. Okay, there was a huge grin on Saffron face too. So luckily she got happy now. So you're writing from a Saffron's perspective, means teenager's perspective. You can talk about first bullet, that is describe what you saw and did on the trip. You can say that they stayed in the cabin, right? So how can you write all these points from Saffron perspective? Saffron means 18 years old or teenager, right? So the first bullet point says describe what you saw and did on the trip. So what Saffron saw and did. Something means she saw that rough waves. We can talk about the rough waves of seasickness. And how can you develop this idea now? How can you write further? Means you can say that she didn't like being there, because teenagers, they mostly like the areas which is crowded, right? Because if you are spending some time, means if you're spending holidays there somewhere, so you don't like deserted area for that purpose. You wanted to enjoy that holidays, right? So she might have wished that she had not gone there. Simple, right? And when you talk about Antarctica's, it's a remote islands and total stillness there. Again, the same kind of point there. So she didn't like this extreme weather or the quietness there. When it is written that it's a small inflatable boats. So what did she do there? Means she was there in these boats. So she experienced that thing. So she was not looking forward to it, and she was not liking this thing, and she wanted to sleep more as a teenager, right? Because when you're on holidays, it means you wake up late and you sleep late, you wake up late, right? Because it's your freedom when you are having holidays. So the next point could be about the landscapes. Means it was quite mesmerizing landscapes there, glaciers, mountains, icebergs. So you can develop it further, right? It was kind of breathtaking experience for her. She didn't expected this earlier. So about sea creatures, like she saw a seal and penguins. So you can develop it further, right? These sea creatures cheered her up. Okay, when we talk about this, second bullet point, it's talk about the thoughts. Means Saffron thoughts about the people she spent time with, and who were those people? Mom and you can say John there. So there was no other young people there around her, no internet. So at first there was no one to talk to. For example, being a teenager, you need people, you need company, you need familiar people with you. So no one exactly there Saffron could relate to. So she wished that she could be on Josie's holidays, means a friend's holidays. She wanted to be with her. So there were other tourists, and the other tourists were also, means they were grown-ups. So not a same company, means not the same age group. You can share your experiences with, you share your feelings with, and there was mom with her, so she can you can develop this idea further that she was the one who planned the whole trip. And Saffron, she was not allowed to make her own choices. So you can have this kind of development that mother was pushy, too pushy, so she didn't even ask her what kind of, where she wanted to go. And the next one, mother there later in the trip, she talked to her about the environmental science course she did. So that means that she was a bit relaxed, more relaxed now, or the mutual kind of respect for both of, means between both of these people now. So there was John as well, who was working away from home. So what kind of development, how can you develop this idea further? Means he was a quite knowledgeable man. He knew a lot, he experienced a lot, so that's why he was sharing his experiences with Saffron there. So a person who was really passionate about the environment, you can say. And the last bullet, it was about how this trip had influenced Saffron. So you can write about there was an increased environmental awareness. See, because if you are far away from Antarctica, you are not knowing things better than. If you are really if you're taking first hand experience, it means you know a lot better than other people. So when you are looking at the broken ice blocks, growing plant life, it shows that it's a kind of, you're getting it. It's really saddening. Means you're experiencing such thing that was shocking. So new, you can change your perspective now, because earlier you didn't know that much about the environment. So when she's thinking for herself more, so it means she's asking questions, she listened to answers now. So you can have such development for this, that she could have reflected back on her behavior, and she might feel sorry for that she was not understanding her mom experience or mom's interest. So she was less influenced, by others. So the next one is when you have a decision about, environmental science at college. This is a kind of point, means you say that maybe a mistake, and it's an important information, trusting course there. So how can you develop this kind of point? You can say that she wants to learn more, or being reasonable, means she was finding some justification for choice. So when there was a decision about medicine college, it means that Josie was taking this course, and so it was a reasonable justification from her side. She wants to work or study with Josie, so that's why she wanted to pick medicine there.